Welcome back to Two Songs and a Cover. I am Jody Whitesides. I'll be your host for the next 25, 30 minutes or so. And yeah, we're going to get started. So, it's been yet another week of being in lockdown and in shelter in place mode and that kind of thing. And in this past week, we've seen some craziness starting to ensue within the United States of America, where people are starting to protest. What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Cabin fever. I get it. People get like shut in and they don't want to do anything, and it's just like you want to make your head wants to explode or something. I don't know. But the concept of this protesting about non-essential work being essentially shut down for most of the country, and people are now like, I want to get back to work. Great. I'm all for it. I'd love for people to get back to work. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, history tells us something very, very different should be going on. At least that's the history that I understand. Because if we look at the fact of 1918 and the Spanish flu and that kind of thing, the places that stayed open and the places that opened like prematurely, so to speak, after they thought it was over, are the places that got hardest hit a second time. So while I understand and I appreciate your ability to go out and protest, because it is your right as an American to go do so, it is, in my mind, epically stupid. Epically stupid. Like epic stupid. Why would you do that? It is a dumb thing to do. Mainly because you might get the damn virus. And I've already known several people to have gotten it. One person has not survived it that I know. I know that's anecdotal, but still it's not cool to have somebody pass away due to an illness that could have easily been done away with or not gotten in the first place if things had been properly dealt with the shelter in place orders that most places still have. Now, mind you, I'm in a part of the country that had one of the earliest shelter in place orders, which is inside a state that has no shelter in place order, which is, again, one of those things that makes me think epically stupid. What is wrong with the governor of our state? I don't know. What's also scary is the fact that cases are going up. Deaths are still going up. Everywhere. Most places, actually. A vast majority of them. Like, as of today, the United States added another 0.1% to its death mortality rate, which is scary. The global mortality rate is almost up 2%, or 0.2%, I should say, not 2%, in the last 36 hours. And that's just, it's frightening stuff. I get it. You want to protest, you want to go out, you want to live your normal life, but this is not normal times. We don't get to do that. That's just kind of how it is. It's just the unfortunate, sucky, suck-ass reality of what's going on. Yeah. So anyway, those desires to get out, those desires to go places, to go do things. I'm also part of a Facebook group where it's like Mountain Bikers Happen. It's called, well, it's a mountain biking face group, and it's specific to the area where I'm at, and people are itching to get out and ride their mountain bikes. And I get it. It's like the sun is starting to come out. It's finally starting to warm up a little bit. People are like, can we come ride in this city or in these mountains? And the answer is, well, one, it's still very muddy, so chances are it's not going to be a very fun ride. And two, where I'm at, still under a shelter in place order. So it's like, and that order is kind of like, if you don't live here, it's probably not cool for you to show up here. That's the way I understand it. If people show up and they want to go mountain biking, that's more power to them. But it's just not a good time to be starting with this stuff. Don't do it. Stay away. So anyway, the whole concept of getting out, going places, and doing stuff is the impetus, the idea behind a song that myself and Mr. Kevin Fisher have written. It is called Let's Just Go. Now, this particular song took us good number of years to get going on, mainly because when we first met, it was at a Songwriters in the Round night in Southern California, down in Orange County area at a place called Martini Blues. And we got done playing, and Kevin was like, dude, give me your number. We got to do some writing, which is like a really cool thing because Kevin's like a really amazing songwriter, not to mention the fact he's had some pretty big songs placed with pretty big artists. Anyway, it took us a bunch of years to get together to actually get to a point of writing a song. And then when we started the song, it took us, I think, 3 years to get it completed. So it wasn't a fast process by any stretch of the imagination. But it has turned out to be a very fun, a very upbeat, a very lively tune. It is called Let's Just Go, and it is dedicated to all the people protesting to want to get their lives going again, even though it's not a good time to do it right now. Let's just go. And it goes like this. Let's Just Go. That was like the online TV version, mainly because I lopped out the first verse. I guess I could go and play it again, but that would be kind of silly, wouldn't it? All right, so we're moving on. Part 2 of the show today is about the concept of a cover song. The cover song is going to kill two birds with one stone because I've been challenged by a local Utah artist to do a cover song of another Utah artist. Last week, I covered a song by a band called The Crew. This week, I'm covering a song by a local artist by the name of Doug Lane, who is actually the guy that started the whole local artist challenge thing. But the song that I'm doing, he didn't write. A drummer who is also a local artist in Utah by the name of Talon Cox is the man who wrote this song. And then Doug, I guess, covered it or recorded it because Talon plays drums for Doug. And now I'm going to cover a cover song, so to speak. A cover of a Utah artist. And it's an artist by the name of Talon Cox who wrote it. It's Doug Lane who is the artist that recorded it and put it out. And now I'm going to do my live version of it. To set up on this, I'm going to talk about how right now, with the whole shelter in place thing, it's a lot harder for people to meet one another, technically speaking, if you were going out thing. And one of the things that's happening in terms of like this particular song is not a happy situation. It's about a relationship that's already kind of going sour. And that's another thing that could be happening quite a bit now with the COVID-19 thing is that you've got two people that have been in a relationship. Maybe it's a long time, maybe it's not a long time. And they are having issues in their relationship and they really can't get away from each other because of the fact that they are in a shelter in place situation. So yeah, it's kind of crazy in that regard. And I want to say thank you, Don Henderson, for telling me it sounds great because this time I checked the sound before I got started. uh, anyway, the whole concept of like being tied down with somebody else in a shelter in place situation where you really can't go anywhere is a depressing thing. And this particular song is all about wanting to be with somebody despite the fact that this relationship has gone sour. And the song in and of itself is called Hold On. So, like I said, it's a cover of a cover. Local Utah artist Doug Lane recorded this. Local Utah artist Talon Cox wrote it. And it goes like this under my situation of how I have put it together. So let's check it out. And unlike last week, I'm actually going to read this as I do it so I don't screw it up, so I don't fuck it up like I did last time with the cruise song. All right, so here we go. Oh, wait, you know what? I actually need to record this. Hold on. I need to record. Okay, now I'm going to starting over. Sorry about that. Say you got troubles, well, I got them too. My luck's been shot down, heart's been run through. We both shed our tears here hold on to you. That was the ever so awesome song by Talon Cox and Mr. Doug Lane. Whereas Talon Cox wrote it, Doug Lane recorded it and made it Utah famous, as far as I know. I don't know how far out that song goes, but there you have it. Lovely tune. All right, so we are now going to process our way into part 3 of the show, which is heading back towards one of my own tunes. So, as I was mentioning before, it's not a great time to be trying to meet other people in the grand scheme of like having a relationship in terms of a more intimate kind of thing. So one of those things that's kind of odd is that I saw a meme of this not too long ago. It said the title of it was me, and then the comment behind it was tired of being single, ready to move on and find somebody to date and have a relationship with. And then the response was universe, with the response of saying, how about some COVID-19? And then me is the response after that is well played. So as a person who is currently single, it is kind of annoying because yes, I'd like to be out dating and I'm not able to be doing that at the moment, mainly because I'm following that shelter in place order that has been so awesomely described by the higher authority of infectious diseases in this country by the name of Dr. Fauci. And I'm going to follow that order until people are saying, hey, it's no longer in effect. And who knows, maybe Summit County will be done on May 1st, like they are currently set to expire their shelter in place order, but that doesn't mean it's going away, mainly because cases are still going up. And I'm digressing from the point of all this. So, the concept here behind this particular song is that I've had more than one girlfriend, and I've had more than one girlfriend tell me that they enjoy watching me sleep. One girlfriend particularly liked to watch me fall asleep, which I thought was a little bit strange. But then I had another one who told me nothing about the sleep thing until one day it was just outed that it's just like, I love to like wake up in the middle of the night and just watch you sleep. And I'm not sure if that's a creepy thing or if it's a super love thing. I could be both. I guess it depends on the theory behind why you're watching somebody sleep. I mean, if it's because you really enjoy the peacefulness that somebody has while they're sawing away at logs and hopefully dreaming, because I'm one of those people that has extremely rare dreams. And then there's this whole tangent right now of COVID-19 allowing people or giving people these really elusive or lucid dreams in terms of, hey, here's a whole bunch of weird dreams for you. I'm still sticking to my whole dream thing where I don't dream very often, maybe once, maybe twice a year if I'm lucky. And so far, 6 weeks of shelter in place, no funky dreams yet. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, the idea behind this particular song started with that concept of someone else watching you sleep. And like I said, when she told me this, that she loved to get up in the middle of the night and just watch me sleep, it was a little bit freaky, I guess is the way to say it, because I'm not one to sit there and watch someone else to sleep. But then again, there was another girlfriend, like I said, that loved to watch me fall asleep and apparently was fascinated with how fast I could do it. That's never really been a super issue for me of being able to like if there's a bed and I'm ready, it's like horizontal, I can go out like that. Although there was a time when traveling around the world, I was able to zonk out on planes, like literally take off, I'm out, landing, hey, I'm waking up, and everybody else is like, dude, that was such a long trip. And I'm like, I don't know, I was not awake for it. So I guess it's all dependent upon how you approach all of this stuff, right? Anyway, the idea of watching someone else sleep was the impetus behind the lyrics of this particular song. That's where it got started. And then the musical portion of the song actually came kind of from a hand down of a challenge, a musical challenge, if you will, from a guy by the name of Brian Austin Whitney, who runs a large songwriting organization called Just Plain Folks. And there was a point in time where there was a discussion about how guitar could be played and how bass can be played and how bass players can do slap and pop and how guitar players can't really do that. And I kind of took that as a challenge, saying, bullshit, that can easily be done. And then I came up with a riff. And that became the riff behind this next song, which is called Falling In. Now, another little tidbit of interesting information, or maybe not even so much interesting information as it is kind of like Jody fact number 2,459, is that Jody actually got this tattooed on his arm. And yeah, you can kind of see it flattened out like this. So this tattoo, which is the title of the song, is also the point in the song where I actually sing the title Falling In for the first time. And that is the actual waveform. So yeah, that's a fun story in and of itself when it comes to the whole concept of tattoo artists. There's a whole other story on that. Anyway, Falling In is the result of girlfriends watching me sleep and songwriting organization heads challenging me to musical stuff. So here we go, Falling In. In the speechless hush of the 5 a.m., she'll spy upon what my sleeping brings in. If the coffee burns before we see again, then she'll never learn how my feelings creep in. I better grab her with both arms and hold on tight, 'cause she's falling into trouble, falling into my life, falling into fables, falling in, and it feels so right. In a crowd of thoughts, I can wonder how I'll figure out what may be in her head. If the coffee burns before we meet again, then she'll never know what two lovers can hold. She better grab me with both arms and hold on tight, 'cause I'm falling into trouble, falling into her life, falling into fables, falling in, and it feels so right. And through the course of the day, I think of things to say, and then they fade away. And through the course of a fight, I feel things are right, and then it goes all night. We're falling into troubles, falling into our lives, falling into fables, falling in, and it feels so right. Falling into troubles, falling into our lives, falling into fables, falling in, and it feels so right. Cool. Well, that's the song. That's mostly how it goes. Now, there's some interesting facts about that song, other than the tattoo thing that I just showed a little earlier. One is it's won an award, so that's really cool. Two is it's got a really cool video um, that kind of harkens back to the old, I think it was the 80s video by Aha, Take On Me, where they had this whole thing of cartooning kind of going on along with their live action kind of thing. And essentially, what I had was my dad, who is an illustrator, drawing the images out of the whole story going on. And speeding that up so it looked like it was being done like in super high speed mode, and then superimposing myself and the bandmates that I had at the time over the top of the video. You can go see this on YouTube. It is on my official YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Jody Whitesides. And you can enjoy it there as the full recorded version. Now, other things that have happened or other things that have been said about that song before I sign off here. One is I've had multiple industry people that really appreciate songwriting and awesome performing come back and tell me, like one time there was a Songwriters in the Round that I played where one of the main guys turns to the rest of everybody else on the stage in front of a giant audience and says, "Son of a bitch, did you see how that guy was playing that fucking song?" Well, he didn't say guy, said Jody, but so that was kind of interesting. Then I had another major songwriting guru type guy out of Nashville tell me that I'm kind of being a victim of my own coolness with that song, because not only is the song really awesome to listen to, apparently it's really fun to watch me play it. I've never really sat and watched myself play it in terms of anything, even in video. I play it how I play it, and I'm done. Anyway, that is the conclusion of 2 songs and a cover for this week. Stay tuned, because next week I'll be back with yet another 2 songs and another cover, most likely by another Utah artist. So have a good week. Stay safe. Stay healthy. See you later.